Well, the goals of the trip were many and actually I think evolved during the week. My original goal was to come here and provide some much needed medical care and nutritional care to the children and adults of Haiti. I quickly realized along the way though that this trip was also a lot about me, and for the first time in my life having some protected time away from all the hustle and bustle of life and in relative solitude and isolation with a group of like-minded folks. The medical needs are extensive in the sense that the need, and I guess the quantity of the need is quite large, but the medical needs are not complex at all. In fact, just with some very basic things, I think groups here can have an extremely huge impact. Most of the medical needs centered around the provision of medications that we take all too much for granted, driving home and stopping by the grocery store or the 7-Eleven or whatnot and purchasing basic things like Tylenol for headaches or some Rolaids when lunch didn't agree with you. And yet for these people that's an extremely valued commodity. And so when you look at it from the volume side of things, the medical need's quite high. When you look at the complexity though, it's amazingly basic, which translates into a little bit of money can go a long, long way. The medical perspective was I think, relatively simple in the sense that it had a huge impact. I saw the value of what a little bit of tender loving care and some very simple things like some medications and also sometimes some simple reassurance can mean to a people. And providing that in a comprehensive environment where you also provide nutritional support for the kids in the form of meals and vitamins, that had a huge impact on me. And I think I did more here in 1 week impacting literally hundreds of people with my colleagues that were on this team than I have done perhaps in an entire year back home, if you just look at the sheer volume that was done. The thing that was frustrating about this experience, and I say it was frustrating, the experience was an incredible experience, and I wouldn't change it for the world. But I found as the clinic was winding down that the thing that was particularly frustrating is it was going to end. And until the next team comes back, those kids and those adults are on their own, even for something simple like a pain reliever for a headache. And that's the way the system is right now, but to have a medical clinic there that could provide these very simple medications on a regular basis would have a huge impact. With regard to the personal aspects, this trip had, I think, an even larger impact on me. I came here thinking again that the main purpose of this was the medical side of things, and I realized that one of the biggest purposes of this trip was for me to get in touch with the spiritual side of me, which I hadn't been in touch with to this magnitude, and even if I had, certainly not in a long time.